Welcome to an episode of Modern Bach. We've got Japan, South Africa come this weekend. It's going to be a cracker. Brighton, The Miracle of Brighton, Take 2, The Miracle of Tokyo. The Revenge of Tokyo is my movie title there. It's as everybody said, this is a sequel to that movie, and I do think it is in a lot of ways going to be. I'm hoping for different results in the sequel, though. Sometimes some people don't like it when a sequel plays the same plot. But I mean, to be fair, Japan have given everything to show that they can do it, and as a South African fan, I am definitely afraid of that team. Only really one change to the starting lineup with Yamanaka coming back into the team. Fullback, I think that's fair. He has a great tournament so far, and it just makes sense to bring him back in. You've got player, well, obviously that means to pull, actually Topo drops off completely off the 23. Sad to see. I think he had actually a strong game against Scotland, but we'll see. Himeno, I just want to name drop as like, wow, he's just been a massive leadership figure in that team, and he's been all over media just saying that how he's pushing the team to like, this is now, they've achieved their goal, but this is the new goal, and the whole team just seems to be backing him, and they seem to be raring for this game. There's not a lot of other things here. We've got Willie van der Walt coming back on, and to the bench, as I did. Murphy also, nothing really huge there, and this is the biggest question mark for this team. They have had one of the most consistent lineups of any team in this tournament, showcasing their fitness for sure, as they've got four wins and really just continuing to be one of the few teams that have no losses and played 4 games. Very impressive from the Japanese for sure. I think this is going to be, this game is all about, can Japan get above the expectations of the nation? Can they continue to grow this? And if they definitely employ their patient game, their patient attack that they utilize so well against Ireland and Scotland, and continue that, they will be a force to be reckoned with. I think a lot of them have cut the game before the World Cup out of their minds, as that was the different culture, different opinions. The team was in a different state of mind, and this is just above. This is the kind of motivation that any team dreams of. So it's good to see them, and hopefully they can grab it by the balls, really. On the South African side, though, pretty much the same team that took on Italy, a strong forward pack dominant side. You can see the strategy of these teams. Japan's definitely going to be a case of try and slow play, in the sense of, not slow as in they never play slow, they play outstanding fast, but slow play in the sense of tactically wait, draw in defence, tire out a rush defence like they did to Ireland, hold off the set pieces, ensure the set pieces are strong, and I've got a feeling that they've got a scrum that can hold South Africa. The question is, can they do it for the full 80? I've got a feeling they're going to be trying to put as much as possible into that first 40, get the tries, and then hold off their lead as much as they can. They'll be patient on attack for sure, holding the ball in probably 20 plus phases sometimes, and then waiting for a moment to strike with their outstanding wingers, both sides just being just ridiculous. I think it's going to be all about that. South Africa need to watch out for support plays and tackling the right amount, tackling the right height, ensuring that they don't get red cards from tackling high enough to stop the ball from being popped, as that's going to be, Japan are depending heavily on those low tackles where they can still get the ball away. Something that's become more and more of a must in this World Cup due to the cards, and I think it's playing into Japan's style outstandingly. So hopefully South Africa can find that balance to defend it. We will see. Obviously, Japan's side, they're hoping that they cannot, and that the most likely possibly could be a card. I'm hoping not. And the other side, obviously, being that the rush defense of South Africa will tire out their backs, as they have to continually run those meters, especially your outside backs, with Arm having to run effectively much further to get and cover the defense as need be. So I can see them standing deep for a while, tiring out attacks, and then going forward. The biggest question here is South Africa definitely have a much more experienced and quality backup team. Their bench is just dominated the forwards and strike players if need be. So will the lead be small enough for Japan to be able to hold them off? That's going to be the big question. Or South Africa going to come in the second half? I think it'll all depend on if Japan can find their strike moments in the first half. Interestingly enough, fun fact: South Africa shouldn't be too worried about cards, although you never know what can happen, as nobody in our forward pack has ever gotten a card in international play, which is very impressive. The starting forward pack, which is very impressive, showcasing that it's no longer a South African team which gets cards, and rather a team that will hurt you, but legally. So that's the essential takeaway here. I have done a video about the South African team though, if you want to check it out. So check out the video for the South African team. I don't want to repeat myself here. Overall, as I said, very similar to the Italian team. But please check out that video if you want to see my comments and how they're going to be useful for the Japanese attack. My pick for this game is South Africa by 18. I've got a feeling that the second half is just going to be too much for the Japanese to handle. So that's where it's going to break down. We will see if that's the case though, as Japan have definitely defied all the odds and predictions for this World Cup. So I might be wrong. But yes, guys, let me know what you think, your comments, what you feel, and all of those good things. Tell me that Japan's going to win. Tell me South Africa's going to win. All of those good things down below. Just share it. Thanks, guys. Cheers.